Welcome back. The Listowel races kick off today. So, Lizzie Lyons from Lizzie's Little Little Kitchen, meow, is set to get...
Is the cat with you? Where is it? Is it under here?
There, yeah.
Is he under here?
Lizzie, the quote is you're getting lashed out of it this week. Is that what happens down in Listowel for the week?
Yeah,
Getting lashed out of it.
Absolutely crazy down there.
Before the madness in Listowel, she stopped by to look after lunch for us. And this is a Listowel favourite, is it?
Yeah, well, it's a Listowel favourite for the races is a pie. But this isn't a traditional pie. We do mutton pies for the races.
Okay.
So I've done a different take on it, and I've done the beef and mushroom. So really a nice one for the winter, like cold comfort
it's coming
food.
into that time of the year,
it's coming into that time of year, darkness. So first thing, onion. We're actually going to transfer that in here because I put it in the wrong pot.
All right, and you're using two, but you can do this in one?
Yeah, you can do this in one, but the first thing we're going to do anyway is get our beef on.
Right. All right, what could it be gone for?
We're going for braising beef because we're going to cook this really slow. It needs time, and it's a very economical cut. So you know it's easy, it's cheap to make. All you need is time on your hands. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start browning this.
What you rolled that in there now? Was that flour?
That was a little bit of corn flour, and I use corn flour here because if we have people in the restaurant that are celiac or gluten free, we give them an alternative of mashed potato instead of the puff pastry, so that they're able to have the pie because it's gluten free. So we'll start over here. We let that beef brown away. We've our onion inside, some leek and celery. We have some carrots. Okay. Stirred up there.
Okay, they're fairly traditional ingredients you'd find in any sort of pie, aren't they?
In any sort of pie, yeah. So we're adding in some garlic. And we let that sweat away. And we have some lovely fresh herbs, some rosemary and thyme in here.
Okay.
Now, so we let them motor on away. In here, I have some dried mushrooms. Now, you can use, it's very easy to get in the supermarket, some porcini mushrooms, but they come really dry. And what you do is you rehydrate them. So you put some boiling water into them, and then you can chop them up, and they're part of this.
Give us a look at them, will you? Here, I'll throw it over here.
So they're the ones you find in the jar?
They're in the jar, exactly, and they're dried. So you rehydrate them by putting some boiling water in, and they soften up, and you can chop them if you want.
Do you have to leave them for long to rehydrate, or is it fairly instant?
only probably about 3 or 4 minutes, and they'll have rehydrated.
That looks like soy sauce there that's in there now. It's them that turn the water.
Exactly, So these give a lovely flavour to the meat pie. We call it an umami.
Umami,
A savoury taste.
Lovely.
So this is what we do.
It's getting a bit sticky there,
Yeah, it's sticking away, and that's what we want. And the corn flour is going to thicken the sauce of the pie first.
Beautiful.
So we keep this going away here.
It's flying. There's all your veggies. They look lovely.
Yeah,
actually.
all the veggies.
You chop quite fine compared to what I do. I'm usually a big chunky. I'm a chunky man, Aidan. Been well established to this point, but even with my veggies, I'm chunky.
Yeah.
Is there a reason for that? Yeah. What's that about?
Well, I'd always do a fine dice in like a pie if I was doing a pie. If it was a stew and it was more hearty and there was loads of stuff to mop it up, like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So we would let this brown off in a much.
We're tight on time.
We're tight on time, exactly. So we brown it all off. And this will give the beef a nicer flavour as well once it's browned, And we'll add in a little bit of salt.
Beautiful.
And some pepper.
And you've got your mixed herbs in there already.
And we have our mixed herbs inside. And then the next thing we are going to do is going to add in our lovely Guinness.
Now, as you said earlier, you bring in the beef from Kerry. The Guinness is from
Dublin.
From Dublin.
From the brewery.
It's the perfect All-Ireland treat. All-Ireland replay treat.
When Kerry and Dublin come together, there's no stopping them.
And you can... This kind of...
This is all... You're not throwing any water in there at all?
I'm putting some stock here as well from the mushroom.
Right.
So what we do is we let that come up to a nice boil.
Right.
We're putting in some of the porcini mushroom.
And the water from it,
And the water from it. And then earlier on, I fried off some mushrooms and some bacon as well.
Okay,
so we're
extra
going to
mushrooms.
add that in there. And I always make sure that I brown the mushroom. I think that it brings out the flavour in it, and the colour in it just adds to the pie as well. So we're going to let that come up to a boil. and then we turn it down to a gentle simmer. You need to cook the beef slowly because this brings out the best in it, you know, because it's a cheaper cut, so it
So you
needs
need to braise
time.
it. How much time?
It needs about an hour and a half to an hour and 45 minutes. So you can check that as you go along. Take it out with a fork, see if it breaks up. When it breaks up, or you taste it and it's nice and tender, then your beef is done.
Do you know what I've been using for this kind of thing? Is an Instant Pot pressure cooker.
Oh,
If you've seen them on the internet, everyone's
I've
gone mad
heard
about them.
all about them, and they're all the rage.
Yeah,
Now, is
but
this
that
the-
hour and 40 minutes now, you can do maybe half an hour, 40 minutes instead. But
Okay.
I know purists now would probably disagree with me and say you're not going to get the same result.
Yeah.
But for the lazy home chef,
It's like the
such as-
microwave.
such as- it's kind of like, well, you're not sitting around for 2 hours waiting for it to...
Yeah.
Because I
When
know people are big fans of the slow cookers and put things away for 8 hours.
Yeah. It's a similar effect, but it just gets it done quicker.
Yeah,
Is
but
the
I
idea.
think if you really enjoy food, and lots of people cook to relax and to enjoy it and have, you know, the whole experience of it, this is the way to do it.
Okay.
There's pleasure
Yeah.
in that.
Fair enough.
That's very functional,
Yeah,
Ray.
it's
That's
to get the job done.
Yes,
Yeah, that's
very
it.
functional.
Yeah.
I'd enjoy it a bit more.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So this is what we're left with. You can see that the lovely sauce on the pie has thickened up. The mushrooms, the beef is cooked through. It's really, really nice. And what I would do is I'd always put, when the beef is done, I'd put it to the side, and I would let it cool down before I top with puff pastry. So this is our puff pastry here, and we have some egg wash.
This is store-bought.
Yes,
This
it
is-
is. Look, functional again, just like you, Ray. You know, I wouldn't have time to go and make.
Oh yeah, you were giving out to me about me Instant Pot, but you're well able to go and buy your flipping store-bought pastry though at the end of the day, aren't you?
I thought you were going to do
Yeah, chancer.
my
Ray
mother
makes
on
his
it.
own pastry.
I
That's why
make
he
my
needs
own
to speed it
pastry.
up.
I'm
with the
sure
rest
he
of
has a machine for it. Do you have a machine?
Well, I was going to say, with all the extra time I have from using the pressure cooker, I'm like, I do a double batch of the puff pastry and I stick it in the freezer. This looks like a petite little pie, it must be said, Lizzie.
So what I have done is I split it into a couple of portions because I knew that.
Sorry, I threw you that look there, Lizzie. Go, get that in the oven.
Yeah.
So now, this is what we're going to do.
Quick wash with the egg.
Quick wash. I always put a little bit of salt on top.
Crisp up.
Into
Lovely.
the oven at 180.
Right. Oh, do you want a hand? Here.
Yeah.
I want to try not to scald myself.
Okay, how long does that stay in for, Lizzie?
That stays in for about 15 to 20 minutes, depending on your oven.
Okay.
Don't burn yourself.
So you're
Ray.
really just cooking the pastry. The
Yes.
rest of it's done.
Exactly.
Oh, wow. Oh,
Now.
wow.
Oh, babes. Oh,
Babe.
my. Oh,
Now.
my, me, oh, my.
There we go.
A few chips as well on the side. We've got the two chunky chips done.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
a little bit of
individual
side
portions.
salad.
Lovely. And,
Here we go.
I can take or leave the salad, to be honest with you. It looks absolutely incredible. It's
Now.
roasting. Be careful, watch your mouth.
Yeah.
You get the full recipe details on our website. That's virginmediatelevision.ie/weekend AM. And you can call into Lizzie's Little Kitchen in Listowel if you're around for the races, particularly to try everything for yourself. Thank you,
The
man.
cruel
Very
thing is we're
welcome.
going to have to let that cool. Who's going to win the match next week, Lizzie?
Don't even ask. Kerry, of course.
All right, we'll take a quick break back in a couple of minutes.